Hello and welcome to Football Fanatics. I'm your host, Vincent, and today we're going over the Patriots roster heading into next year. So we'll start with the offense, and that starts with the quarterback in Cam Newton. Now, Cam Newton's going to be your starter week one. However, you do have Mac Jones as an option there. However, being that he's more of a pocket passing quarterback, you're expecting to see him take a year or so to develop and give Cam Newton the reins for at least the first half-ish of the year. Now, this gives you the added benefit of having a mobile quarterback, and we'll see they're going to run a very Baltimore-esque offense like they do in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson down there, where your receivers are more run-blocking receivers, and you have a lot more guys in the passing game understand how to run block and going with more of a college looking offense. Now, they do not, with Cam Newton in there, you don't get that deep passing ability. So you don't have that many DK Metcalfs on this roster because Newton just doesn't go beyond 20 yards all that often anymore. That is one benefit of putting Mac Jones in there, is you get that deep threat back. Now, at receiver, you got Nelson Aguilar, you got Jacoby Myers, and you got Kendrick Bourne. Now, you get Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne from the Raiders and San Francisco. Now, you got a 6'1" Kendrick Bourne and a 6-foot Nelson Aguilar. Aguilar being more of your athletic, like, number one option, where he's going to get open most of the time. Kendrick Bourne is more of a smart, savvy, big possession route running type. Now, both of these guys can run block as well as Jacoby Myers, and that will help Cam Newton understand his assignment and be able to escape to the outside a little easier. In addition to this, you give Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, two tight ends from Tennessee and Chargers, both $12.5 million a year to come here and play. So I'd expect to see a lot of 12 personnel where you got Aguilar, Henry, Smith, Myers, and then either Damian Harris or James White. You do have Kendrick Bourne, but you didn't give him nearly as much, as you only gave him a $5 million a year contract. So the Patriots, with their cap, are showing that they're going more 12 personnel than the more standard 11 personnel. Or maybe they're planning on using like a Jonnu Smith as a slot receiver or something crazy like that. I'm not entirely certain there. But you do have Damian Harris, which is just a above average back with your elite. I'm taking elite back with a decent offensive line. You get an above average back, and you'll have a solid running game. You add a Cam Newton to that, and your running game will look very Baltimore-esque, as I already said. You also got James White, a third down receiving back. He had 49 receptions last year. I'd expect to see a lot of him on third down. Now, going over to the defensive half of the ball, this is where Bill Belichick specializes, as anyone knows. And you get Devon Show, Henry Anderson, and Jalen Mills as three kind of key free agent pickups. You also go with some linebacker depth in there as well. They picked up a couple guys. But you got Stephon Gilmore and J.C. Jackson, might be one of the best man cover duos in the league. This team runs, I think, about 50% of their snaps in man coverage. You aren't all that worried with those two guys. You also got Devin McCourty to play that high, deep third at middle of the field cover free safety role. Almost the cover one version of the Seattle Seahawks role of cover three. You're in that same type of defense, except it is slightly different because you have man coverage rather than zone, but similar type of player. You also have Lawrence Gay coming back from to play defensive end, and you pick up Barmore and Ronnie Perkins in the draft. So between Guy, Devon Godshaw, Henry Anderson, Christian Barmore, and Ronnie Perkins, you'll probably get 3 starters, and then the other 2 guys can rotate in as the game progresses, as your starters get tired. You do free agent Matt Judon, one of the linebackers, and Kyle Van Noy. However, it's less of a free agent pickup as he's coming back from 2 years ago to rejoin his team, and he looked a lot better in the Patriot system. You also got Devontae Hightower and Juwan Bentley at linebacker, which Devontae Hightower is almost a defensive end in disguise. I think he's the heaviest linebacker currently in the NFL. Bill Belichick uses him almost as that defensive end where you won't see him in coverage a ton. And at strong safety, you have Adrian Phillips. So that's kind of your look at the defense. You got a bunch of cornerback depth that I didn't name, like even Jalen Mills, who I mentioned as a free agent pickup. He's going to be like a nickel corner or maybe a third safety, maybe a bit of both. You got a very just high effort and creative defense in Bill Belichick and a lot of depth. So it wouldn't shock me if this is one of the top defenses right up there with the Vikings and some other contenders for like top 5 defense would be like my expectation at the very least. The only mild concern is you do have Gunnar Olszewski as your returner. He's just a 3rd-year guy and has only returned 40 kicks in his entire NFL career. But that doesn't concern me too much because they could have picked up a returner, not that difficult. So I'm thinking they just have confidence in Olszewski to get the job done. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thanks and good.